This is the most fun I've had playing a roguelike game. Honestly, this one right here. Why is this the most fun I've had playing a roguelike game? Well, that's because it hits all the right spots while keeping things very interesting as you play it. The reason why I say it keeps things interesting is because there's a plethora of characters that you can choose from to be able to play this game. And like I said, that makes it so much more interesting than a lot of the other roguelikes that you get. I played Hades. I played Getsu Fumaden, Undying Moon, which you've seen, or hopefully you've seen my review on that. And I play a bunch of different roguelike games as well, some indie ones, some other ones. Like these games, just in general, this genre hits just right. Like I don't say that lightly. As a genre, the genre does what I want from a video game. And like granted, while like I play a whole bunch of different types of genres, this one is just one that I seem to enjoy and need to like play. Just not at all times, but like I need to play it. Like every time a new roguelike game comes out, I'm like, oh man, I need to play this one, right? Like this was one of these that I didn't know was a roguelike. Because I'm like, oh, it's another Warriors game. Okay, I mean, if you play one Warriors game, you kind of play them all. Like, they're all very similar. They all play very similarly mechanic-wise. And this one here, like, once I found out it was a roguelike game, oh, dear Lord. Like, so I'm a content creator for Koei Tecmo. Shout out to Koei Tecmo for sending me the game. Okay, they did send me this game, but this is not like a paid review or anything like that. Like I'm dead serious when I say that I this is the most fun I've had playing a roguelike game in a good while. Um, like so when I found out that this was a roguelike game, I sent a message to my contact over at Koei Tecmo, and I was like, "Hey, is it too late for me to request this game because I need to play it?" And so he happily sent me a message saying, "Hey, yeah, okay. What console or platform you want to play it on?" I was like, PS5 or Steam. Either one works for me. So we're playing the Steam version of it because that's the version he sent me. My God, what I love about this game the most is that the replay value on this is incredible because of the sheer amount of characters that you get. I've already done one clear of this game, and so when you clear the game, it goes and it adds another difficulty. So it adds another layer of gameplay to this, and that is fantastic because that's what you want to see in a roguelike game. So Hades does that very well, whereas a game like Returnal does not do that, right? So Returnal doesn't add like a layer of difficulty, um, which kind of hurts the replay value, although there is like a lot to do in that game compared to other roguelikes. There's one roguelike game that I will say that is kind of like an underrated gem that nobody, really talks about or knows about, and that's because it's an indie game. That one is Dreamwalker. Oh my God, Dreamscape. Wow, Dreamscape. Dreamscaper is the name of that one. And that one is a lot of fun, but that one's like more precise when it comes to fighting. Where like a game like this, like clearly you can see the sheer chaos that's on screen right now. So when it comes to a game like this or a game like Returnal or Hades, like it's not like Dark Souls levels of combat or anything like that until you get to like a boss, right? Like that's how these games typically are. It's like chaos incarnate when it comes to like just the normal stages or the normal enemies, but then once you get to like boss fights, it becomes like something completely different because then you got to memorize or learn attack patterns for bosses and whatnot. So every roguelike game tends to do that. Whether you're playing Returnal, whether you're playing this one, you're playing Hades, you're playing Dreamscaper, you're playing Getsu Fumaden. Like they all become that kind of like Dark Souls level type of fight once you get to a boss. But um, Dreamscaper is like a slower, like precise game. So even when you're fighting regular enemies, you have to treat each enemy as if they're like a boss. Where this game, no man, like this game is like hack and slash incarnate, but in the best way possible for me, anyways. Like movement is fast, attacks are fast. It changes when you change your characters because each character has their own stats, which is something that I really love. Because if you want to give yourself a challenge, you're going to play a slower character, right? So the slower characters will do more damage or they'll have more HP, where the faster paced characters like this one here, like she's quick. Her movement speed is fast, her attacks are fast, like she's prioritizing combos here, where like a lot of the heavier hitter characters don't. Like they're more focused on like doing as much damage in one hit as possible. Which I can appreciate that. It's not my style of fighting in these kind of games, which is awesome to be able to have that option, right? Because like in a lot of games you don't really have that kind of option. Like Hades does it a bit. Hades gives you that kind of combat a bit because it with the weapon choices, it gives you that kind of combat. Where this one is like, it's based off of the characters. So, you know what? While I do really love Hades, and I have countless hours in Hades, and people aren't like, they don't realize how much I love these kind of games. They really don't realize it. And honestly, these games are some of my favorite type of games. And this one, just for me, this one is more fun than Hades. Hades has a better story, right? I will always give Hades the story. Returnal's story is fantastic. Plus, Returnal is also kind of like a bullet storm game or bullet hell game, where this one is more of like, you can see it. I mean, I don't really have to explain it. Like, it's one of those things that like show don't tell kind of things, and like you guys can see the combat in this. It's great, and it's just like this. No matter what character, no matter what character that you pick, with the exception of like how fast or slow they move and how fast or slow their attacks are. The other thing too is like when you're doing attacks, you see on the bottom there how it's going through the different character portraits. So you have to do different combos to be able to activate the characters. So it's like a count. So one, and then I push the heavy button to go and activate the next one. You know, like 2, 3, 4, go and push the button to activate the next one. So it's like you do a heavy attack to do it. Now some characters can swap the way that those are performed. So instead of doing like light to heavy, you can do heavy to light and still do it. But this isn't one of those characters. This character, like she prioritizes light attacks, and then you do the heavy attack to just finalize the combo and summon the last character. So every character is different how they do it. And I'm gonna keep saying it. Like, this game is chaotic. I love the chaos. It's chaotic. It's fun. It's fast. The music is, I mean, it's there. Like, I don't need the music, to be honest with you. This isn't a game I'm gonna go and play for the music, but the music does hype you up. Like, you do hear the music, and it does hype you up. It does push the, you know, the feeling that's going on. But it's not one of those things where it's like, I need the music. Like, I could play this game, turn the music off, play the game without the music, and I'd be really good. And yeah, like, it's one of those things that, like, I find myself getting lost in it, right? So, like, I got the game, and when I got the game, I install it, I start playing it, all of a sudden 5 hours is gone, and I'm like, what the hell? That's how I know the game was good. That's how I know I was gonna have a great time playing this game. And honestly, every time I go and jump into this game, I just seem to magically lose about 4 hours of my life. I don't know how to explain it, other than it's just an amazing time to play. And I kind of want every Warriors game to be like this more, like, or like, give me more of this game now. You know, like, you gave us a taste of what you can do, and I kind of want more of this. I kind of need more of this, because it's just chaos. Like, Warriors games are chaos anyways, but goddamn, does this one just do it. And man, if I'm gonna say anything, like I'm honestly, I'm putting this up there. I am putting this up there. It is on par with what you would get out of Hades. For those of you who are Hades fans, for me, it's on par with it because of the sheer amount of characters that you can play as. Now, asterisk here. This game has DLC, but the DLC is it's linked to like costumes for the most part. They did announce that they're adding a new character for DLC. So the DLC is expensive as shit. That's usually how they are when it comes to Koei Tecmo games, and I don't play Koei Tecmo games and be like, oh, I'm gonna go and buy the DLC. No, I don't do that. I don't play Koei Tecmo games for that. For me, these games are like, I play the game for what they have, right? Like the Atelier games. I love Atelier games. I've been playing them since the PS2, and so I play the Atelier games for the main game. Fatal Frame, same thing. Like, and the Warriors game, same thing. I don't buy the DLC. I have to, like, for me to buy the DLC, I would need to just, one, it would have to be cheap enough, and two, it would have to be like worth it, right? So costumes for me, it's cool, but it's not like, I'm not gonna go buy the costumes. I miss the days where like you don't have to spend money to get the extra costumes and it was just in the games. That makes me like feel old and nostalgic for like a different time period. But it's true though, like there's a lot of RPGs where you used to be able to unlock costumes just by playing the damn game, or fighting games, like you just unlock the costumes. But now everything's just like tied to DLC, and it makes me really sad. So like having the sheer amount of characters that's in this and not being able to unlock the costumes makes me really upset. It makes me like really super bummed out, because I would have loved to be able to like play as the characters, having the different costumes and being able to unlock it, because then that would give me more replay value to be able to play these games. Speaking of unlocking, to be able to unlock the characters, you have to collect items, which you see me like absorbing at the end of every fight. Those are like, I forgot what they're called, but I call them soul shards. They're like the little soul shards that you get through through each stage, and once you get enough, you can unlock the characters. And every character has different they have different cost amounts, so no worries on that one. Eventually you're going to unlock all the characters, and it's not like you have to play the game an egregious amount to be able to unlock all the characters. You really don't. I don't have all the characters unlocked yet, but I will, because again, like playing 5 hours in, like automatically I unlocked a shit ton of characters. Like it wasn't like I had to like play a insane amount of time to be able to like unlock these characters. Man, I am screwing up on this boss, and I've beaten this boss so many times, it's ridiculous. But I'm also playing on the harder difficulty since it got unlocked, so that's another thing too. And when you get to like a harder difficulty, the boss starts doing different attacks, so it kind of throws off your patterns, which you can see here. Like, although you don't really have anything to compare, but the boss is doing different attack patterns, so like I have to pay a little more attention, which is actually really difficult to do while I'm like doing this little review for you guys. Oh boy. Whoo, I'm gonna die. And so like fighting the bosses too, they have shields. And oh, he got me. You know what? I'm gonna do my summon. So fighting the bosses, they have shields and stuff that I just died. They have shields. You have to break their shields, which then you can actually start doing damage to the bosses. Also, each character does level up, and the levels stay. The levels are permanent levels, so that way when you jump back into another round, you can then continue with that level that you're at. These are all the characters that you can unlock. It is an insane amount, and you can see like I've already unlocked most of them, and I can keep unlocking some more because I have enough to keep it going. Although that one just ate up most of my shards right now. That's fine though. that was a big unlock, so that's fine. But like when you go to select a hero to play, like look at all these characters that you can play as. It is fantastic. That's to me that is the biggest draw because then every fight feels just a little bit different. Thank you guys for listening to me ramble on about this game. I highly suggest you guys to check it out. It's not an expensive game. I think it was $25 on launch. Dude, that's for the amount of gameplay you get in this. That is fantastic. That is absolutely fantastic. Again, not sponsored. Koei Tecmo did send me the game. Thank you so much for sending me the game. Again, I tell you how it is. If I like a game, if I don't like a game, I like this game. I don't like the fact that there's a expensive ass DLC to it, but it seems to be a Koei Tecmo thing. They continuously do that, and I hate that they do that. Because again, I would love to be able to unlock the costumes as I play. Maybe have an option if you just want to unlock them instead of unlocking them through gameplay. That would always be a nice medium ground, but I mean, that's just me. Go check this game out. It is a blast to play, especially if you love roguelike games. Go check it out. I highly suggest it. I will see you guys next time. Thank you guys so much for watching, for listening to me ramble, and let me know if you like this format of reviews where it's kind of just like off the top of my head reviews instead of like script reviews, because I mean I do script reviews, but to me they're tedious, man, because then like I'm writing reviews in a book and like I'm editing it and it's just tedious for me. I will see you guys later. Check this game out. I had a good time. I'll see you guys. Thank you for watching. Happy gaming.